Gen Z podcast. Welcome to the Gen Z podcast. I'm your host, JP Jackson, and today we have Geneve Roderiques.
Hello.
For those that don't know you, who is Geneve?
Well, I'm Geneve, as you might know now. I'm a physiotherapist. I have my own company, and I also work for many other companies, but that is Geneve.
So you're the youngest of family of three,
Yeah.
right? So you're the only girl. What was that like growing up?
Was very interesting. We chatted about it just now. So I'm the youngest of three children and two boys, and these two boys are very much mama boys. They are completely dependent on my mother, and I was always from a very young age very independent. I used to do my own thing. I used to feed myself, or my mother could give me a piece of fish and I could sort out all the bones from a very young age. Where my brothers, she had to pick and sort and whatever the case may be. So I was sort of very independent from the get-go, and they saw that. And as any other brothers are, they're very protective about me, over me.
All good. So you fine with exposing your brothers like that as mom?
No, they must know. They're very, and I mean, I love my mother. My mother does everything for us. She does everything
Shout
for
out
me.
to LCB.
Of course. My mother is sort of like the go-to person for anything. Both my parents are very much sort of supportive, and I understand why they have this close connection. I mean, if my mommy can provide a plate of food every night for all of us, 100%. I mean, mommy's food is different to your food.
Always. So in my earlier series, I spoke about the privilege that I had when I went to university without having to take any loans or any fund anyway, besides myself or besides my parents. You didn't have that privilege at the start. Do you mind chatting to us about that period of your life when you were working at a retailer?
Yeah, so when I finished high school, to be honest, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no idea what career I wanted to go in at all. I applied for sports science and medicine. I didn't get in for medicine, but I'm very glad because no. And then I got in for sports science, but I wasn't very confident with my decision at all. I didn't know if that was what was for me. I chatted to a few people, and then that's when I met, not met, but my neighbor across the road is also a physiotherapist, and we sort of grew up together. And he chatted to me about what he does as a physiotherapist. And he said, well, you were very much of a people's person. You could actually do this. And then I decided, okay, I'm not going to study. Yeah. And then my parents never, ever made me feel like I needed to go work. Never. So when I decided I'm taking a gap year, they were happy for me to just be at home. They've never made it known that, listen, you need to go and do something. It was 3 months into the year of me being at home that I decided I'm actually bored at home. I think I need to go and do something. I need to go and work. And then that's when I started working at Pick n Pay Paddo. I started off as a cashier, which was I think it was a nice experience. I absolutely love it. I got to speak to, I kind of learned who I was at Pick n Pay because I picked up that I like talking to different people. Different personalities intrigued me. Hearing about this Tannie's day, then hearing about that uncle's day. Lekker. But it wasn't until I was actually working when I realized that I don't know how my parents would have put myself and my brother through university. Bear in mind, he was studying already. Rick, the middle brother. He was already studying at that time, and when I started working, I saw life expenses, and obviously I was putting money into the household as well. And
paying board.
Yeah. And I feel like not even paying board. It was more sort of like I saw the necessity in the household, and you kind of have to just help out. And then that's when I realized, but hey, you guys never really spoke to me about what's going on. And I don't think as a child or anyone in high school, you kind of realize that what your parents are doing to actually get you to where you want to be in life. And
takes a lot.
Yeah. And I saw it at that moment. And then that's when I realized, but I actually need to use this money to put away for university as well, because what now?
What?
I can see that this is important.
Yeah.
So then it was actually great that I started working. And then I started putting away some money as much as I could. And then I applied for my physiotherapy degree, and then I got accepted with a bursary.
Oh, wow.
Which was very, very nice. I mean, not expected at all. And so then
So did you just apply through the university for it?
Yeah, so I went back to Stellenbosch. So when I realized that I wasn't going to do sports science, I went to Stellenbosch University, and I went to find out, listen, what are the processes? Can I still apply? Is it too late? And then the lady informed me, unfortunately, it's a bit too late, but I mean, apply next year and then
Start fresh.
And then that's what I did. And so it was, that's my story. I mean, Pick n Pay, like I said, it showed me different aspects of life. And I feel like then I also realized that it costs you absolutely nothing to be kind to people. I mean, to show kindness, you receive kindness in return.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how you build relationships with random people. You can chat to anyone and be kind to them, and they would want to have a conversation with you. And I think that's sort of where I learned who I was as well. A little bit of who I am, at least.
Nice. So in the training, you also spent a year or some time away from home.
Yes.
What was that like?
I mean, the time away was time away, JP. Listen. So I used to work, I used to work from 8 in the morning, So the shift starts maybe at 8 o'clock. But bear in mind, you have to be there 2 hours before the time. So you're there from 6, maybe 6:30. And you now maybe work till 2 o'clock. And my shift was supposed to be from 8 till 2. Then, knowing me, they'd ask me, listen, don't you want to work a little over? Me, I take it. I say, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So then I would work basically from 8 in the morning till 12 in the evening. And that's time away from home. Yesy. That is time gone.
Gone. To the rand.
To the rand, but very much worth it. Yeah.
That's great. So then we also spoke about that period away. And then you came back and you worked at a physio practice. But then you also started your own thing.
Yeah.
As like you said, a business owner, as a colored female.
Yeah.
How did you find that? And what led you to make those decisions to actually take it on your own and do it?
Okay. So I was working for another company when I came back from my year away, community service. And then I started at this company where I did the home visits and I did some hydrotherapy. I think I liked it quite a bit because it tossed me all over. And me, I like taking on different things. Yeah. And it's really nice because then I got to feel out different sorts of physiotherapy, which is good. And I started working there, continued, and then COVID happened. And then I felt like this was not enough. And as much as they were being very supportive, as much as they could during that time, I felt like I needed to do something on my own. And I chose to open my own business. I started first off with massaging. I decided I'm going to do massaging for a few people, I'm going to buy a plinth and I'm going to use a space at the back in my mom and dad's house. And I'm
5 minutes away.
5 minutes away. And I'm going to do some massaging. And I thought, okay, I'll start here. And then obviously learned to work with different people. And I decided, why didn't I do my own physiotherapy sort of practice? And I started that. And then, but it was always supposed to be sort of like an extra income. It wasn't so seen as this is going to be one day I'm going to be doing this sort of forever. It was more sort of like just something to keep me afloat while
bridge the gap.
Yeah, basically. And then I spoke to my company I was working for about it, and unfortunately they weren't too keen with me doing two things at one go. They were mostly concerned about burnout, concerned about that I wouldn't be able to put all my focus with their company. And it makes sense. I completely agree. And they gave me the decision or the choice. I had to choose between sticking with listen to this, sticking with a company who's paying me every month. To going to my own company where I don't know what I'm going to get in. So
exactly.
I had to choose between those two options. And bear in mind, I started my company to make an added income.
Now you must rely solely on that.
And I don't know, I feel like my gut told me do it. That everything pointed in the direction. I didn't know how I was going to make enough money to cover all my expenses. I didn't know how I was going to carry myself through the month. I just felt like the Lord said, do it. And I prayed about it, and I said, like, I full-heartedly believed that that is what I was supposed to be doing with my life. And I felt like whatever comes, you deal with it as you go along. So I left a paying company
to dive
into my own company. And I think it's been the best decision of my life. I mean, it was not an easy start. It's very difficult. It was very difficult. Still is a little bit. And that's also why I dove into working for different companies as well, which is a whole different story on it. I mean, trying to get an additional job is not easy as a physiotherapist. But yeah, so that's how I decided, listen, I'm going to go into my company. I'm going to
make it work.
Nice. And you learn, I guess as I learned, when you make a mistake, you only have yourself to blame. Yeah. There's no one else in the company. You sort of like the person that you must take accountability for your mistakes. And that's also where I learned, like, this is you. Yeah. Like, if you making a mistake, you need to know how to fix it and make sure it never happens again.
But it's all about learning from it, I think.
100%.
It's not about, don't just regret that you made the mistake.
I love making mistakes. I love making mistakes all the time because it's how I grow. It's how I see what I can do differently for my company, what I can do differently as a person. It's all about learning.
Yes, exactly.
100%. I mean, I make mistakes all the time. Up until today. I don't think there's a person out there that doesn't make mistakes, but it's how you sort of come from it is what's important. And if you surround yourself with the right people that makes you realize that, sort of, that it's okay to make mistakes, but what are you going to do?
And I think that's kind of what we're trying to do with this platform, is just that I don't have all the answers and you don't have all the answers,
100%.
but we can find it somewhere.
And learning from different people is always such an intriguing experience. I mean, even if it's for different careers, learning from how that person made their situation work. So much,
much more.
It's so much more worth it. Yeah.
Okay, so we have like this segment now on the show where we do quick fire questions.
Okay.
So it's either this or that. You just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Sluffies or slippers?
Sluffies. Isn't sluffies is the same thing? Sluffies and slippers. Sluffies, but you say sluffies.
So in your mind, it's the same thing?
It's the same thing.
Okay, so you don't have bedtime slippers or...
but then you must say Crocs or sluffies.
Oh, wow. I'm not going to... Are we giving Crocs more exposure yet?
Okay. So I would go, then if you're not considering bedtime, then I'd go still sluffies.
Okay.
Yeah. Still sluffies.
All day.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool Sisters or Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, wow.
Dunkin'.
Explain?
I mean, Cool Sisters are yum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any dessert is yum. But I love the filled donuts. The donuts that they fill up with goodie stuff. And you bite into it and it's just like... Yum. Absolutely yum. I love it. I go on. It's good.
Okay. Wembley or Gatsby?
Wembley.
Okay.
What? You want to know why?
Yes.
So, Gatsby's... There's just so much. There's so much chips. Eh? Now you order masala steak Gatsby. Okay. Nice. Yum. You excited.
Yeah.
Now look at the Gatsby.
Yes.
There's a roll. No? Yeah. And then there's chips.
Yes. All that.
Chips. And chips again. Then you get the snackies of masala steak stuff going on. So
you don't buy Gatsby's at the right place.
No, trust me, I've tried. And I've tried many places. Okay. I mean, I'm yet to find an excellent Gatsby.
Oh, okay.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
Voice note or voice call?
Voice call. It's quicker. You get to the point. You can discuss things quicker.
Okay, cool. Oh, that was sharp. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one. Springboks or All Blacks?
Oh, no, I'm not But I'll go... I don't know.
Or should I flip it to Manchester?
No, not even. I'm really not a sports person.
No, that's great.
I mean, I'll go with Springboks because my boyfriend would not be impressed with me if I said anything else.
Yeah. I think keep the peace. Just go.
Of course, both my father and him would make sure I say Springboks.
Okay, so before we wrap up, if there was one piece of advice you could give to younger Jen sitting now, what would that be?
Can it be a mouthful?
Yes, a mouthful.
Okay. So, I'd say it costs you absolutely nothing. I think I've said this. It costs you absolutely nothing to be kind to other people, to show kindness and to be respectful. It takes you quite a long way. My mother always used to tell me, "Kost jou niksie." And to embrace your mistakes. Life's hard. It's not easy. It's really not. And to learn from them, to say like, okay, I've messed up. What am I going to do to make this better? And take chances. Take 100% chances. You learn when you take those chances. You learn who you are as a person. You learn what you are capable of doing, what you are capable of giving to other people. So take those chances, and if it messes up, whoops. But if it doesn't, I mean, great.
Yeah.
So take chances.
Yeah. Great. But thank you very much for coming out and sharing your story. I think we all really, really do appreciate it. So that's it. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe, and we out. Peace.